Was it just right there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
So we're good.
So I don't know about my condition
What a joke.
is a work in progress
Yeah.
because it can always be better.
Yeah.
There's always something. There's always, it's that Zen thinking of Kaizen where it's continuous improvement,
Yeah.
even with just little tiny things.
Yeah. So your journey over the years, I mean, I've watched you, and I remember early when you first got into SOAR, you know, you were going through some hard things and getting sober. And the thing that I always related with you was just the head prison that you used to get in.
Oh, bad.
And so you know why this is called the Man in the Back podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I feel like if anyone's become a man in the back, it's you.
Oh,
You know, we've talked before, and how many years you sober now?
4.
4 years sober.
I think this is my 4th year.
But I think what is most impressive is just how to me is what's happened to you mentally, the way you manage, you select your thoughts, the way you manage your thoughts. I'd like to tell people, I'd like you to talk about that, because in whatever way you want to do it, if you want to do it through story, but just the way that how you've learned to manage your thoughts, and to be able to observe and get present. And you've talked to me a little bit about it, and I don't know if you realize how much you've helped me. Some of the shit you've said over the years, you know, with the only thing I could come, the only way I know that you've struggled bad in your head because the stuff that comes out of your mouth is so poetic, and you can just tell that you found a way to select your thoughts and found a way to think that has allowed you to, it makes it so that the spirit, you can hear the spirit. So I don't know what has woken you up, you know?
Well,
I know your higher power is Christ.
Oh, absolutely. Was going to SOAR, and then it just wasn't working. I had to decide who I was going to be and what I was going to do about that.
Yeah.
And so I left. Remember, I stopped coming.
Yeah.
And so I kind of refer to that as, you know, going to the mountain.
Right.
So I started doing a lot of reading on different philosophies, you know, Christian and Eastern religion type things. And that's all good and all, but it all comes down to application anyway. And so I was thinking, how much, if I break my arm, how much journaling and meditation is it going to take before my arm's better?
Right.
And there isn't any amount that would fix my arm.
Right.
It may really relieve some of the pain or distract me from the pain, but at some point I'm going to have to see a doctor.
Right.
So that's what I did. I started looking at the problems that I'm having, and so I went through school, went through manufacturing and engineering school, and through what I do at work. One of the things is that they do too. It's a failure analysis exercise. It's called the 5 whys. You identify the problem, then why, and 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 it gets down to the root cause.
Right.
So the root cause of my suffering, and then I recognize that that's the problem, and so that's what I can work on.
Right.
And it's not all the other stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah.
This is the root problem. And so it's being able to control my feelings and emotions, because I know that those aren't real.
Yeah.
And those are just residue from experiences that I've had, that when I start to have an experience similar to something before, all these emotions and feelings flood.
Yeah.
And it blurs my vision. So we know that there's opposition in all things. So if if we do something hard that we've never done before, that causes growth.
Right.
But there's also baggage that comes along with that too.
Yeah.
And so that's what I need to be aware of. So
You
when
think-
something happens, even though it's a good thing, there's always the other side.
Yeah.
So when I see something coming and all of a sudden all I see is chaos and I'm not worth it, it's not going to work, and what's going on, I just take a step back and I try and brush that all away. And I realize what I think I'm seeing isn't happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So I went to the grocery store one time, and I had moved out of the lane to put my bags in my cart, and another man was behind me, and he kind of moved up into my space, and he had a bunch of kids there. Immediately, I got mad. It's like, man, I'm not even done yet.
Yeah.
Dude, just hang on. But then I just took a second, and I looked at what was going on. Well, he has a bunch of kids doing some shopping, looks completely out of place. So either his wife is sick or something, and he's got the kids out, or he's trying to give his wife a break and do something good and go do the shopping. So why would, and he wants to get out of there. He's like, kids are acting up and things aren't going well, right?
Yeah.
So why would I say something
Yeah.
to embarrass him in front of the whole store or in front of his kids? And I don't own that spot in front of the cashier anyway. I could pay behind the cashier. I could pay over here. And it doesn't really matter where I got my groceries. I got my groceries, and I just paid the lady. And the guy recognized what happened, and he apologized. I'm like, ain't anything.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, man. So I think we just get caught up in just our own entitlement.
Yeah.
I don't own anything. I don't own that spot in front of the cashier.
Yeah.
So what if the guy moved up?
You know, I go through periods where I get wrapped up in fear, and it's usually around money. And you know, I'm going to, it's sore. You know, I started this program in 2010, and it's been my baby. Hard to keep it going. And I'm not trying to get a self-pity card. I'm just saying how it's been hard. And now SOAR has gotten to where it's become like an institution. It's bigger than me. It's a nonprofit. There's a board of directors. There's, you know, Frank's kind of taken over as the director. I've taken a role where I'm in education, and then I come over and coach. And you know, sometimes I see it, and I'm like, when I take the will back, I've turned my will in life over to the care of my higher power. But then I'll take my will back, and I'll start saying, I started this. This is, you know, and it's been a hard transition sometimes, a part of it, because I'm like, I have to let it go for it to grow, you know, to keep growing, or I could get in the way. I think I've talked about this on here before, but that's the same perspective. But then after I back up from it and do what you just did, and I look at it and I'm like, this is the way it's supposed to go. This is the way that it's going to go, and keep breathing. And I've always said I wanted people to come in and create their own art. And I think that's what's happened. People have come in and created art, and I've allowed it to happen. And you know what I'm saying? And and SOAR just keeps moving, and people get to step into different roles, and I maybe need to take a, you know, but I can go. That's that perspective thing. That's the spiritual side. When I give it to God, it's going to go. But if I take my will back and I want to try to control and force my will, I'm going to cause problems. And
Do you think that's a real blessing to be able to step back?
Yeah.
So now you don't have to be here every waking moment.
Right.
You can trust it to a few people, and you can start to do things that you want to do.
Right.
But you're still here,
Right.
but you're not like here all the time.
Yeah.
And allowing people to I guess I'd say create art.
Yeah.
When we grow, I think in a business model, and it grows, and we have different things that we offer,
Right.
it influences or it attracts other people. And then when you feel like you're part of the team,
Yeah.
then it becomes more personal, and it's just healthier.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So letting people do their thing, it just expands. It just expands SOAR's ability to touch lives.
Yeah.
And then you not having to be here all the time,
Yeah.
that's even better.
Allowing other people. I got these little coaches like I don't know if you met them, Solomon and Jack,
Yeah, I know
two of those
Solomon
little
and Jack,
young kids, and they're just turning into incredible coaches. You know, like the first off, they train hard, so that that's where you're going to learn how to the gym piece, how to train people in the gym, and then they coach, and then they work on the lifestyle. But I it's so nice having a couple, you know, and then.
Yeah. And then you feel like you're not needed.
I have gone that direction, especially with this last relapse when I was like, "Oh, they don't even need me over here, you know." And, but that's the wrong way to look at it too, because nobody's looking at it that way. Like, I don't think Frank ever looked. Frank missed me. You know what I mean? I know Frank loves me. You know what I mean? And I put Frank in a tough situation with that whole thing. But the reason I'm saying all this is because you made me think of like how you could look at things wrong and really screw things up. Mm-hmm. You do it in relationships. I can do it with my wife. Like I can do it with the way someone does think, you know, but.
And if someone does it a little bit different, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't always have to be our way.
Yeah.
And if it's always our way, there's that chance that we're going to screw it all up.
Yeah.
If we allow other people to make decisions and institute different programs, that's just healthy.
Yeah, that is healthy. You haven't always carried this mindset, though, have you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So what's happened to you?
I just don't care.
Yeah. You've seen
There's
that?
things that are out of my control I can't even worry about. I need to worry about me
Yeah.
and my family. I can't worry about whatever's going on. I don't watch the news. I don't care. I don't follow politics. I used to. I don't care anymore because there's nothing really besides voting. You know, I'm not gonna send a freaking attack force to Epstein's Island and start taking out pedophiles. It's not going to happen, right? And they're going to continue to be pedophiles.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. I just got to be me, stay close to my higher power, take care of my kids, keep everything close like this, and just let it all happen.
Exactly.
Because they're going to get it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about all that.
Yeah.
I just got to keep myself going the right way.
It's true.
That's true. We talked about this last time a little bit about getting worrying about your own circle of influence.
Yeah, your unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being the, you know, I call it like myself, I'm like the priesthood man, you know. I'm kind of moved into this idea of like the priesthood man in the back, you know, with like the covenants I'd made in the church and what I'm trying to do in the church, you know. But it's like I can just be that example to my kids. You know, the other side is the grace. Like I was talking to God about it this morning. You know, just being cool with being like I did my best. Every time I ask God, I'm like, "Are you proud of me? I know I'm not perfect, but you like what I'm doing?" It's always the freaking spirit in my heart says, "Yes, dude. Mm-hmm. Come on, bro. You're doing good. Mm-hmm. Just relax."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just, you know, promptly admitting and just talking to him about it and then moving on, not carrying around shame, you know, and I gave my kid a blessing. Well, it wasn't a blessing. He was getting the Aaronic priesthood. Mm-hmm. He's going to baptize my son.
Nice.
Yeah. My 8-year-old. He's getting at the end of this month.
Are they real close?
They're pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be special.
So he's like 16 and he's 8, you know. So there's a big age gap, but he's gonna baptize him, and you know, you give him the little. I did the blessing or whatever to confirm him, and dude, like, I remember the one thing I remember saying, I was like, don't be afraid of the repentance process. A lot of people are afraid of it, you know. Even with like the 12 steps, trying to get somebody to work the steps, they're afraid of the working those steps. You know what I'm saying? But damn, there's nothing cooler.
Yeah, every day when I come home from work, I read an article in January's Leona today. It's about daily repentance. And it kind of resonated with me because when I come home from work, there's one of the bedrooms downstairs across from the bathroom. I go in there, and there's an old bank chair, like from the 20s.
Oh, really?
It's an old wooden one. And that's my chair. So I sit in that chair, and I take my work boots off, and that's a sign to me that my day is over. And then I sit and reflect about the day, what things went good, what things didn't go so good, what did I say to someone to offend them, what amends do I got to make,
Step 10.
and what can I do better tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then once I get there, it may take an hour. I may sit there and not even realize the time, but then and it just prepares me mentally for the next day. That, okay, I got to go see that person right away and apologize for behaving like a fool. And then when this happens, because I'm going to have to do this again, this is what I'm going to do differently, that the outcome will be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then I will take a shower.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. So that's like your step 10 work. Yeah.
Every day when I come home.
Yeah.
That taking off the boots means it's done. And then I can process everything. Yep.
Daily inventory, going over everything, the character defects.
And that's all, and reading that article today, that's all part of daily repentance is trying to be more Christ-like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and everything.
Little changes. Not freaking out so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watching my language a little closer.
Yeah.
So
that's one. Have you ever tried to quit swearing?
Yeah, I don't very much anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, it was kind of funny. If I swear, it's at work. It's not in my personal life. It's almost like I have another
life
personality.
Yeah.
My work personality and then my out of work personality.
Yeah.
My work personality is like a monster. And my life personality, pretty cool guy.
Yeah. I bet.
But one of the guys came up to me and he goes, "You're really mad today." I go, "Yeah." How do you know I'm mad? He goes, "Because you dropped the F-bomb."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
And that made me think, okay, I need to work on that, and at least they recognize that it's not a habit with me.
Yeah.
So now I need to work on when I'm angry and things aren't going well, choose other vocabulary.
Yeah. Why do you think you need to watch your mouth with swearing?
It affects my spirituality.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with what I watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch any movies. I watch old 50s, 60s movies because when they're like kissing,
Yeah.
you know, and then the next scene's like they're having breakfast.
Yeah.
I already figured out what happened.
Yeah, right. You
I
can
don't
leave
need
it
to
at
see
that.
the guy pin her against the wall and
Leave
rip her
it at
shirt
that.
open.
I agree.
I already know. I don't need to see someone's head explode.
Yeah.
When they're shooting, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. My ex-wife said something one time. She said, if it's not good for your kids to watch, what makes you think it's good for you to watch?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Somehow we think that we're so much farther along, more mature to be able to handle that material. We're just a little bit older and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't watch any of that stuff because I got problems with that, you
Yeah.
know, and so I just avoid it all completely. I just avoid it all.
Yeah.
I'll watch frickin', you know, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you watch any sports?
I do watch hockey. I used to watch the NFL. I used to follow it pretty religiously, but since all the political stuff and the not kneeling for the net, done.
Yeah.
They've never even had a real job. So don't talk to me about anything. Do you know what I mean? Since you were in high school, you've never had to do anything. Lucky you even got through college, you can't even read.
Yeah.
But you could play football and make zillions of dollars, and don't lecture me on anything.
Yeah.
I'll trade any day.
Yeah.
You come work at my job.
Yeah.
And I'll just run around on the field and work out of the gym.
With beautiful genetics,
It's
and just fast and can jump.
So I don't follow NFL much anymore, just because
it's all
it's
puppet
just
show.
it's just a bad product anymore.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
Yeah, that's interesting. Movies affect my spiritual condition too. I love
you've
movies
said that
though. I
before.
love movies. I just watched one yesterday, Marty Supreme. Damn, you seen it? Heard of
I
it?
don't think so.
It's I think it'll win Best Picture. It's got that Timothy Chalamet in it, but he's a ping pong player in like the 50s, and this is based on a true story. Table tennis, they called it.
Yeah.
Dude, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about his hustle, and like he just do anything to become the best table,
Yeah.
to win this tournament. I mean, it's a really good show, but same thing, rated R. It's got the same thing. It's got some sex in it. The sex is what harms me.
Yeah.
It's not even needed.
Yeah,
It's not. There's that, and you know what my recent take is on movies and media like that is it's not even just the bad stuff that I feel like is bad. I find myself kind of pulling back when I watch shit that's just too emotional altogether.
yeah,
And it's so glorified.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is just borderline brainwash. It's emotional brainwash.
Yeah.
It's this to put these huge grandiose vision on things that you'll never experience in daily life.
Yeah.
And it's that's obvious, but what effect does it have on the way you think about how you I don't find it beneficial for me to have super unrealistic goals in my head. Oh, I'm going to turn my company into this big ass and this whole glorified story. I don't think that's the way either.
yeah,
It fucks with me.
yeah. It's
Some of these series, people ask me, "You ever watched Yellowstone or Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "I've never even seen it." And then they tell me about it. It's like, man, it's like soft porn.
No, and that's what I've heard about Game of Thrones
You never seen-
specifically. I haven't watched it.
yeah. I've watched
I've
it.
never seen any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm not
Questionable.
going to sit there. I got stuff to do. There's better things to do with my time than get caught up in something stupid. I do enough stupid stuff.
now you're making me feel guilty.
I just binge watched the whole first season of the OC. Dude. That's a 2000s teenage drama.
I remember that. Was it good?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I remember that. Oh
So
man,
funny.
yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess it could be a blessing, this disease, and having to go through the hard moments in our heads and the shadows, because then you're just every day. You're for me, it's the first thing I'm trying to get God in my system, so that
Yeah.
if I don't have God in my system, it's not a very good day.
Yeah.
I don't have a very good day, And what I mean by that is really just charity. It was just the kind and the patient.
We talked about that today at the kids' lockup. In fact, I gave the message, and it was on 1 Corinthians 13, my favorite book in the Bible,
Yeah.
first chapter. And it was about charity. And all charity is love,
Yeah.
The
Love of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's it doesn't, in that it talks about patience and what's that scripture?
One of them, it's verse 12.
Yeah.
We look through a glass darkly, and we see face to face. And that's been kind of confusing, but I've been looking at that. And what that means to me, and I shared that with the young men today, is that in life, that's how we see things. We see things cloudily. We don't see things as they really are. We just see our perception. We just see you with tattoos, and muscles
Yeah.
and beard, and sometimes you swear.
Yeah.
But that's all I see.
Yeah.
I don't really see you.
Yeah.
So, and it says that there will be a day when we will see clearly. So at some point we need to learn to see each other as our Father in heaven sees each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So instead of just seeing the outward appearance,
Yeah.
I need to see deeper.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily how you look or how you behave or how you speak or how you dress. It's who you are really as a son and daughter of our Father in heaven.
Yeah.
And that's how we need to see each other and treat each other with. There is an infinite amount of potential. I mean, eternity will be eternal. So we're eternal beings. So that's what I have to do. I start looking deeper into someone instead of saying, oh, he's just panhandling on the corner at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he has potential, endless potential, and he's a son of Father in heaven. Yeah, and deserves respect for that alone.
The homeless thing's tricky. I had this experience with this when I was first getting into the gospel. I went. I would go down to Temple Square, and that's where I was trying to find Christ. I'd walk around. Remember those pictures that visitor center that had all the pictures of Christ in it. Mm-hmm. And I was walking over there one day, and this old lady, walks up to this homeless lady who was there every day, just face leathered up from the sun, because she's out there every day, like all day. And the one lady says to her, "You need to go get a job."
Yeah.
And I thought, damn, dude.
You don't know.
We don't know if that girl's been raped. We don't know what has happened, why she's here. You can't just, she can't get a job.
No.
She can't.
Are you kidding me?
But then it's like, I don't know. We've talked about the homeless thing, but that's that charity. It's like, what's Christ, the parable of him and the Good Samaritan, or the parable of the Good Samaritan, so it's like, like there is people out there that are just substance abusers.
But that's not our problem.
Yeah.
We need to give, or we need to do what we can.
Yeah.
And then whatever they do with it, that's their issue.
Yeah.
So like another one of my favorite scriptures in 3rd and 4th Mosiah, King Benjamin's talk. He says, aren't we all beggars?
Yeah.
We all rely on everything from our Father in heaven, and we plead for repentance and forgiveness of our sins. So how can we deny someone else the same thing that we're begging for, more or less?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing. I just can't get into that old judgment thing.
Yeah.
I can't worry about those things. I can't worry about. If someone needs a little bit of help, that's fine, because it's not about them. It's about my character, and it's about me being a disciple of Christ. I don't need to worry about what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just that I have to be open enough to be able to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all so blessed. We have so much. Even those that feel they don't have much more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's not about money or anything like that. It's just being kind.
Yeah. Being kind. It's crazy. If
just how you talk to people alone.
The people who are, say the people that live in poverty, let's say like bad poverty, picture a family in bad poverty, barely hanging on, let's say 4 or 5 kids, but they have Christ in the center of that family. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think that family's in poverty?
No. And I think,
like,
as the world sees it.
Yeah.
But.
And they're in it, and the family's in it, and they're all tied to Christ, and they're, I'm not saying they go without, but it seems like with no substance abuse, living a Christ-centered life, Christ-centered family, a husband and wife, no vice, competing against vice, and teaching their kids the gospel and just working that way. That seems like that's how you get rid of poverty.
Yeah, and it's hard because we make it, the way our society is set up, we just make it really hard.
Yeah.
That there's certain things you have to have in order to make it, you know what I mean? It's just really hard.
That's what I love about the church. You got a family like that in our ward, which they're in every ward. They're going to get a lot of help,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. When I was first starting war, I used to get a lot of people from bishops that would come through, and you know the way that the bishops would pay, the bishops could pay up to $5,000, right? They can pay that much or whatever. At least it used to be that way, but before they have to ask like someone higher up, right?
Yeah.
And all the funds come through, like those are like fast offerings. So they're sacred. It's sacred money from the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it's money coming from the neighborhood. And then that money comes in for a family in that ward who doesn't have money and one of their kids needs to go to treatment. They help with that money and send people to treatment, or help people with their mortgage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's a big part of I saw a lot of that stuff when I first was starting war. I saw like how the church they were so careful with how they spent money, and it was such a good way to, you know, you see these charities nowadays or these weird nonprofits that are just fake. You know what I mean? Like all the fraud that's going on, I'm not saying the church is perfect like with any of that, but I feel like they do a really good job with how they use their funding to help people.
Well, and they get criticized for owning all these different things, you know, cattle ranches and all this stuff. But when the hurricane hits, you know, they show up with semi trucks full of stuff. And so,
yeah. I know I tell people who say that to me, I'm like, dude, the church they're built, we believe that they're like Christ's going to come back to this earth. And like we're sealing the you know, the work in the temple, we're sealing the family for eternity. That's their big cause, you know, like that's an impressive mission statement. Like incredible mission statement, you know. What's the one in Moses? It's
eternal life for man. That's the purpose of God. Bring to life eternal life.
Yeah, the eternal life of man. Basically the mission statement. I mean, that's kind of the way I looked at it, right?
Yep.
What is that? I wish I could pull that up, but
I think it's Moses 139.
Yeah, but I don't know. I hate to always talk about the church on here, but I love the church. I know you do too. You always been active in the church?
Yeah. Well, for the most part.
You talked to me about have you always donated?
Yes. Yeah, to bring to pass, for behold, this is my work in glory.
Oh yeah,
to bring to pass the immortality and eternal life of man.
Behold,
139.
Behold, this is my work in glory.
To bring to pass the immortality and eternal life of man.
Yeah. Wow.
There's been times when I've been inactive.
Yeah.
You know. But I've always tried to pay, but I'm full tithe payer. I try and pay all my tithings and offerings and stuff. It's a benefit.
Do you feel like it's made you fearless with money?
No. I think opportunities arise that maybe wouldn't have before.
Right.
And it's just an attitude. But I'm so used to paying it that I don't miss it.
Yeah.
And at first it is a test, and it is hard because we're so attached to, you know, we work hard for our money and then we have to give 10% away. People don't understand that. But it's faith. You know? And it says the windows of heaven will be open.
Yeah.
And that's a true thing.
Yeah.
I've got cars. There's no reason on the earth those cars in the past have ever ran. And they run.
Yeah.
You know, my kids have always turned out, sickness wise, they've been good. They've had some difficulties, but nothing really major. I mean, I've always had a job. You know, everything's good. Yeah. And I contribute that to trying to keep my covenants that I've made with my Father in heaven, because he's bound to take care of me if I keep my covenants with him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And tithing's part of that.
tithing, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, the way of living, the way of, that's what I love about sacrament. Like, I've really learned a lot about sacrament, taking the water and the bread, and I look forward. I'm getting to where I look forward to it because I can just meditate through it, and then I can kind of do a inventory during it, and then I can recommit to trying to live the lifestyle of Christ.
I saw a comment from one of the apostles, and I can't remember. Maybe it was Christensen.
Yeah.
He said, when we take the sacrament, it's not only renewing our baptismal covenants, but all our covenants we've made with God.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
yeah, I paid a full tithe this year. I got off track with it, but I paid a full tithe this year, and I've been working on. I feel like it's making me less fearful of money. Like I'm like, then I'll just have a prayer. Like I had to get a new furnace just recently. It's like $5,000, and that's hard to come up with $5,000, and but we had it, and then I just had a prayer, and I was just like, look, I don't know, I'm doing the best I can. I mean, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to I'm going to do the best what I can with managing my money and being a good spender, not spending on things I can't afford. And then I'm just going to turn it over to you and keep working hard for people. You know
what?
Yeah.
Now you're talking about this, and you asked me about fear, but I haven't been able to work much overtime because of my hip problem. I couldn't walk and everything.
Right.
And even now, I kind of don't want to spend all day at work. But I pay my tithing, and it seems, and it is, I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
With less money. I don't have any problem. Everything's paid.
Yeah.
I even have extra
Yeah.
to do what I got to do. Pay all my everything, my child support, all that stuff paid, no problem. And still can go out and screw around,
Yeah.
buy a gun here or there, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're
right. You're right. I still worry about money because that's just the nature of the beast.
Right.
But I know that if I'm honest with my tithe and offerings, there will be a way. There
Yeah.
will always be a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I paid it. I've been a full tithe payer most of the time since I was, and I've always made it, some hard times with starting this whole thing and losing my house and just some stuff. But like my kids never really felt it, It's just interesting. But
Sometimes it's like, ugh,
yeah. Yeah.
what should I pay? Because this is all I got. And if you always choose the Lord, it will always work out.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like, do you believe that it's your money or are you a steward of God's money?
Yep. Yeah.
Believe that I'm a steward of God's money.
Everything's given to you.
Yeah. And that I'm just going to try to do the best I can with it. I get impulsive sometimes and I spend, like I'll go to Lulu and get clothes and
Amazon.
yeah. But it's like, that's just part of the game. Learning.
Every once in a while, you got to get something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. How is your hip?
Great.
Is it?
They're amazing.
Man, you were dark for a little while.
Yeah. I thought I was done. I was going to lose everything. And now they say, they ask me, how is it? I'm like, well, I think it's the weather. Because now they're titanium.
Yeah.
And so I
Is
think
it both of them?
Yeah. So I think the weather does come into a little bit of play a little bit.
Yeah.
I talked to JT about it.
Bro.
And he goes, maybe I do some cold plunges. I'm like, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I bet you are. I bet he is
He
right.
goes,
You ever done that?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a tub and everything. It's clear out my garden area so my water's not turned on back there. But what I used to do is I used to fill it up during the summer and just let us sit out there. And so when I got done mowing the lawn or working the yard, I just jump in there.
Yeah.
And it's like 50, 60 degrees,
Yeah, cool.
70 degrees. So it was just enough, but not like send you into shock.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll fill it up and then run a hose out there and fill it up and just kind of like sit
that'll
down
be
in
cold.
it. Yeah.
Do you get lonely?
Interesting.
Yeah, I threw that at you pretty quick. It popped into my head.
There are moments. Holidays are tough,
Yeah.
but being alone, I actually kind of prefer
Yeah.
being alone.
Yeah.
So I get off work, and I'm just anxious, and I think to myself, man, you got nothing.
Right.
You just go home, man.
Right.
You don't have to do anything if you get home.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. Walk around, do nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. So why am I so stressed out about going home? But holidays get rough because I don't have my family around me,
Yeah.
and I get kind of lonely that way. And I don't think it's an exclusive thing with me. I think a lot of people around the holidays gets kind of hard.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because being lonely is a big deal. Like,
Yeah, and at first I kind of wasn't. Now I enjoy being alone. It's not a loneliness in the sense of like missing. It would be nice to come home to something,
yeah.
you know, but I'm not going to. I'd much rather be alone than with the wrong person
Yeah.
and be miserable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not in a big hurry.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't even happen, I'm fine with that too.
Right.
I just hope that when I die, I don't lay in my house for 2 months before someone comes and checks on me. You know, I'll be a big wet spot on the floor.
God.
We won't let that happen. to Sore. Anybody heard from Bill? Yeah, my grandpa, he's the last. So all my grandparents have died except for my one grandpa. He's 94. His wife just passed like a year and a half ago. It was about just recent, about 8 months ago, 9 months ago. And my grandma, and he's lonely. I was just, damn. People forget about the elderly, including myself. Like, I could get over there more. You just get, but you know what I'm saying? My dad is going over there and sees him, but my dad's always just like, he just gets super lonely, you know. And,
And I don't visit, and I think it's a guy thing, because with my mom, I don't see her as much as I should. I don't go down and visit her. I take care of stuff down there when she needs stuff done. But my sister is more attentive to my mom, and I think it's a mother-daughter thing. I think most girls are more attuned that way, whereas guys are like, hit the road and you're never going to see me again. But I need to do better at going and visiting my mom, because she's not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, I should have went and saw her more.
Yeah. It's the most important spiritual work. In fact, on my way home, I'm going to go see my grandpa.
Yeah.
I don't listen to that enough. My buddy who passed away 2 years ago. Oh no, it's been 4 years. He was up framing. He was a framer. He's younger than me. He was 2 years younger than me. He was like my little brother growing up. Like known him since we were 4, you know. And he fell off a roof. He was just up 14 feet. It was kind of somehow he slipped, and the first thing that hit on the sidewalk was his head. And he was on life support. And anyway, this was like 4 years ago. Yeah, but he was struggling bad with prior to that. He was doing pretty good at the time he died, but prior to that, he fell on some hard times and got wrapped up in pills really hard, opiates, and he was living in St. George and came home. I talked to him on the phone, and I decided to move home, move back in, and came back to Ogden, and he was at his parents', and then he moved into this shitty little apartment. And I remember going over to his house and seeing where he was living. And I was in my heart, I was like, damn, dude, you should just move him into your house. You know, get Bodie out of his room, go have him sleep upstairs, and put him down here and let him get on his feet. And I don't know. I just didn't make it happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like shit like that. Yeah, if you would have done something like that, like that would have been a pain in the ass to do it. It would have been different for my family to have.
Mm-hmm.
My whole family loved him though. Autumn loved him. Autumn's known him since we were kids too. It wasn't, but it's like it just goes back to that. Are you spiritually? And that's why I was asking you. You seem like you're pretty spiritual, hearing the things that you're hearing and acting.
So
the way.
I think we're tested. I think the Lord tests us with things to see if we're dependable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a story. I'll tell you a story about my dad. We were driving down the road. I was a little kid driving down the road. And my dad went on a mission to the Indian reservations down in Arizona, Mexico. And we were driving down the road, and there was a box in the road. I'm like, Dad, just give it the gun, man, and just smash this box all over the road. You know, it'd be cool.
Oh, God.
So he got up to the box and he just swerved around it, didn't hit it. And I'm like, Dad, why didn't you just slay this box? That would have been cool to see it blow up all over. And he told me this story. Because on my mission, he says, I was on my mission and we were going down a dirt road and there was a box in the road. And my companion said, let's just blow this box all over the desert. So we got going and I had a feeling not to hit the box. So I drove around the box. I told my companion, I said, did you get that feeling not to hit the box? And he says, yeah. So they pulled over and they got out of their truck because they wore pickup trucks and they just wore jeans and white shirts. And the camping trailer, that's what they did. And they went back to the box and there was a little baby in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they took the baby and took it to a family that had just had a baby so the mother could nurse it until the authorities could figure out what to do.
Wow.
And when I was a kid, I thought, wow, who would leave a baby in a box on a dirt road in the middle of Arizona?
In Arizona?
And now as an adult, I think the Lord only had to tell my dad one time.
Yeah.
What if he would ignore the prompting and just hit that box?
Yeah. Damn.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy business.
So that tells me about my dad,
Yeah.
that he was in tune.
Yeah.
And he's had experiences with filling the Spirit before.
Yeah.
And he acted upon them the first time. So the Lord had confidence in my dad to put him in that position to get that baby.
Wow.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is deep.
So-
that is good, Bill.
We have to, even though we may have a prompting and we may think, I'm just feeling weird, I don't know where that came from. And it may not amount to anything if we do how we feel, if we go ahead and do that and nothing happened, but we don't know
Yeah.
that down the road, this caused this instead of causing this.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's just the Lord testing us sometimes. It's like, kind of give you a prompting, see if he'll do it.
Yeah.
If he'll do it, then I know I can trust him and I'll give him more. He'll be more useful to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what we all should be striving for is to be useful.
Yeah.
Not only, why wouldn't you want to be a blessing to someone else's life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been plenty of people who've blessed my life. Why would I? What a great thing to be a tool in the hand of the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so you have a testimony of the gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have to work on that too. It's not like you have one and then it's forever.
Yeah.
Because things come
Right.
up and you're like, boy. But I can't worry about any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I just know what I know, and that's what I stick with. You can dig up all the trash you want on the church or all the things on Joseph Smith, whatever. Don't care. This is what I know. I'm sticking with what I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man.
and people always got something to say. That's fine. But I know what I know.
Anybody that starts something like Joseph Smith did, what's that quote that says that his name will be had for good and for evil?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty true. You know,
Yep.
he's my favorite prophet. A lot of people, I say that, I've said that in circles before. Really? Yeah, that dude stuck with it. You know what I mean? Like, he stuck with it, kept, you know, and he brought forth this incredible book. Some, you know, to this.
Just the whole tar and feather thing.
Yeah.
If I got hot, I've had hot tar and stuff on me, and when it gets cold, it's like it's on you. It's part of you, and when you pry it off, it like takes skin.
Yeah.
So having that all over your body, and going, you know what? I'm going to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. His kid died that night too, didn't it?
Huh?
I think his kid died that next day too.
Yeah. And I'd be like, forget this, man. This is way too much, you know?
Yeah. Like,
But I'm like, you know, scrub it off, you know, get up, hit it again.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. 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 That's good stuff, man. I appreciate you. So what's your plan now?
Just keep going.
Yeah.
It's always something.
And you're working with those kids.
Yeah.
That's your calling. You liking that?
Yeah. A little rough today. I kind of got after them a little bit. They were being rowdy and
how old are
disrespectful.
they?
They're high schoolers.
Yeah. And they're in where?
It's called Triumph Academy.
Okay.
I think they came to SOAR before.
Yeah.
Frank was telling me
I know
about it.
Triumph. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's part of your church calling to go work with these kids.
I'll tell you about that. So quite a while ago,
Damn, I bet you're good at that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet you are.
I had a feeling that I had to do something, and I was like, okay. And then it became very specific. So then you need to go to the jail. You need to work in the jail.
Yeah. This came into your head?
Yeah, and I
Before the calling?
Yeah, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get rid of it. It just stuck with me, and it got so specific. But this is what you have to do. Then I saw a conference, and they talked about senior missionaries and all the different opportunities to serve and stuff. Of course, I'm not a senior missionary, but it just reinforced in my head that I had, and it kept coming back. It's like, you need to serve.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a traditional calling like primary or Sunday school or something.
Right.
It's outside the box. So I went to my bishop, who is a good friend of mine. I told him that I just need to let you know this is what has to happen. I've been getting these feelings, and it's very specific that I need to work in the jail. And he goes, I don't know anything about that. He goes, I don't know. All I know is I'm coming to you, and this is what I've been feeling.
Yeah.
He goes, let me look into it. So time passed. And then I get this phone call from this guy, and it's just ringing. I look at the phone. I don't even know who this is. Just ringing. I don't answer it because I'm like, probably it's an insurance thing or I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, and it won't stop ringing. It's like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up with this guy?
What? Yeah.
What's up with this guy? So I went in there and I look at the phone. It's
Just a
ringing and ringing.
landline?
Huh?
Is this a landline?
No, it's on my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking scam or some kind of thing. So it's just ringing. I mean, it's a couple minutes of just ringing. This guy's not.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's see what this guy wants. I answered, and he goes, is this Brother Gregory? And I'm like, oh. As soon as they say that, you know it's something to do with church. And he introduced himself as a stake president from another stake in Brigham, which isn't, I've never even heard of this guy. And he goes, your name's come up, and we want to offer you a position or a calling in youth corrections.
No way.
I'm like, okay. He goes, the problem is that your bishop and your stake president, this is on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Your bishop and your stake president have to sign off on it. I'm like, okay. So I go to church Sunday, and I see my bishop. I go, hey, you're going to get a phone call. And he goes, already got it. and the stake president of I have already signed off on it. I'm like, okay. Monday, I get a phone call from the branch president, because it's the Brigham City 28th branch.
Right.
And he goes, I kind of want to have an interview with you. I'm like, okay. So I went over to the West Stake Center over by the Armory in Brigham, and never even been there before. I know where it was. I just never been in the building. And we talked, and then he extended the call to me. I accepted it. And that Sunday, I went to the jail.
Wow. How long have you been doing it?
A couple years. And then the church restructured. And now it's no longer under a stake. The church has their own district and has its own presidency. And so it's the Wasatch Shoreline District. And it's all the youth corrections from Provo to, I think, Malad.
Wow.
And then the district presidency is then, there's a general authority
Right.
overseeing them. So that's what I've been doing.
So is it pretty raw? Like, are you pitching a higher power? Or starting with a higher power, then getting them into Christ?
We're trying to, yes. And so it's been kind of non-denominational.
Yeah.
But as training comes along, we've been told that not to be afraid to introduce who we are.
Yeah.
And that Christ is the center. And then today we talked about, we meet beforehand about 10 o'clock, and we have our own little sacrament meeting, and then we have a correlation meeting on what assignments and what's going on and this and that. And because the church changed its view on the Bible, instead of just using King James Version, we can use whatever version. So King James Version is kind of hard to understand. So now,
why do you think they did that? You thought about it?
Yeah, our branch president said that the King James Version is written on I think he said 12th grade level.
Yeah.
A lot of people, average American, reads on the 7th grade level.
Right.
So they're not getting it. They're not getting it.
Yeah.
And so the words might be a little easier, and the way they put it together might be more easier to understand.
Yeah.
So now that's what we're doing. We're using the new international version, the NIV version, instead of the King James, as of today.
Wow.
So they've asked us to use that in our lessons instead of the King James Version.
Yeah.
And we're buying Bibles and putting them into groups so they have access to what we're. They have some big books in there too.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So I like using the word higher power to start with people.
Mm-hmm. But it's very much Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, and then, they can start hearing that you believe in a higher power. And then, well, if you think about, was it King Lamoni? Who was it in the Book of Mormon that says, I believe in the Great Spirit.
Yeah.
I believe in a higher power, but he didn't know of Jesus Christ. What, remember where that is? That's in like Alma.
Yeah.
Who was it that was teaching?
Mosiah, I think.
Alma or Mosiah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. And that's how he starts.
Start with
right?
a higher power. And then he says, oh, you believe in a higher power, sick. Well, what about, what about taking Christ on as your higher power?
Yep.
People and then, yeah, well, all right. Yeah, Christ is dope. Like he just was this guy with long hair, freaking went around serving people. He was homeless.
Yeah.
Was kind. Like, dude, Christ, amazing higher power. Like talking about it that way, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And then I've done that, and then get people to take a look at Christ as Christ being their higher power. It's interesting. A lot of people don't. They don't. There's a lot of people who think, what do you mean higher power? I was like, well, some people don't believe in Jesus Christ as the higher power. They've never really been taught that. So you'd have to start with a higher power and then teach, as opposed to automatically assuming that Christ has been their higher power. The other way around, pitch it. You believe in a higher power. Yeah. All right. Have you ever thought about taking Christ on as your higher power? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny that the word, whenever I hear the word higher power, I immediately think that's such a recovery term.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
like
it's
it.
just funny.
Yeah.
I like it
Yeah.
still.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
Well, I see. I can use it. I use it with kids. You know, like in a high school, I don't ever say, I don't talk like that, but I'll talk about my higher. I'll be like, you know, like I'll do like a gratitude circle with kids. I'll be like, dude, I'm so thankful for my higher power. I use higher power more
Yeah. That's great.
in a high school setting.
Yeah, in those settings.
I'll use God too. And then I will share about when I'm telling my story. Like I told my story to a bunch of kids a month ago. It was the drill team, and I told my whole story about the church and Christ, and so I will. But higher power, I like it.
It's funny that we get so sensitive about words and
Yeah.
stuff like saying God. People are like,
Yeah.
I don't believe in God, but I believe in some kind of universal power.
Yeah.
You know, the planets or something. But we get so offended when we use who cares.
Yeah.
People can believe whatever they would like, and I don't have to be offended that they say they don't believe in God, but they believe in astrology or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not offended. Why do I got to, you know?
Yeah.
people
Why are
just
you
funny.
offended if
Yeah.
I use the word God?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the God thing bothers me. All right, bro, I'll use the word higher power. You
Yeah.
know? I had a kid when I was teaching health at Layton. I would always say, like, a common word I use is spiritual, bro. How's your spiritual? What spiritual work did you do this morning, or what? You know, it's just
Yes.
spiritual.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the kids was like, dude, why do you use the word spiritual? Why don't you use the word vibe instead of spiritual? I was like, all right, man. I don't think he was offended, but it's funny. Like even the word spiritual is hard for people.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that. It's not that hard of a concept.
Just a word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spiritual. You're spiritual.
People are just looking for reasons to be offended about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's calming down though. I think like it's like people now more than ever are going to need God, you know?
For sure.
Dallin H. Oaks just gave a talk but he talked about that Russell M. Nelson quote of like, we won't be able to survive spiritually. You know?
Saw that today.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one.
You need to work on your testimony all the time.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to make it without
We
it.
talked about this last time, but yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to go where like, it seems like more people are talking about God in today's world than ever before as of recently. Cause I think a lot of people, there's so much fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It
I
feels
agree.
that
See
way.
it,
I mean,
yeah.
I know I'm in that world where God is everything.
Well, I'm not as much in that world. I don't go to church really,
Yeah.
but like my common circle of people like talk about God and are
Yeah.
like basically Christians, but
Yeah.
go to this church or that church
Yeah.
or don't go to church, but they're spiritual.
Yeah.
I like those kinds of people better.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
that whole Book of Mormon thing.
Yeah.
Things get a little rough, a little uncertain. We'll go back to worshiping our Father in heaven. But soon as things get good again,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
true.
pride cycle thing. Yeah. What I was meaning is also like just, yeah, I would say in recovery, not in the church, but in my world, just in recovery, in the world of recovery, and especially in this place where we are a higher power program because we're a 12-step program, which is in a 12-step program, you believe that the solution is God, you know? And so it's everybody's talking about God. That's like the main conversations, you know. Worked with a dude this morning here on the steps, and their whole conversation was about God, you know? That's interesting how.
and some people struggle with that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't have to identify it. Just
Yeah.
recognize that there is a power greater than ourselves.
Yeah, like use your intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
We can figure all
intuition.
that out later, but we need to recognize that there is a power greater than ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get sober. It's hard to. Some people can do it, but I think the statistics of those who participate in the 12 step, I think it's the most proven program, you know,
Yeah.
and you can tell that it would be because of the principles of truth that AA Big Book pushes. Like there's principles of truth in that book, right? Like it's just like, I mean, it's right in line with the gospel.
Yeah, the church modeled their program after
The 12
the
steps.
12 steps of AA.
Yeah, they adopted the whole thing. Yeah,
Just changed the words around.
yeah, they
From higher power to Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the only difference. But yeah, I'm thankful for the disease of addiction, because of how it's brought me closer to Christ and brought me into the church. You know. So like anytime I get pissed off because I can't shut it down, or even with this last relapse, you know, with the kratom and the suffering that it brought about in my life, it's been a good thing, you know?
Yeah, it has to. You have to have that type of mentality of that things that happen, because you don't want to be the one that goes the other way.
Yeah.
Where they're bitter,
Right.
mean. You want to always look, what did I learn from this?
Yeah.
This is going to make me a better person, make me have a stronger character, more empathetic towards other
Yeah.
people's sufferings.
You talked
It's all teaching, it's all learning.
You talked about opposition earlier. It's interesting when people try to change their life, especially like someone brand new, and they're just like, let's say their first time in recovery. Man, it's like they're on heroin or meth or whatever's going on. The devil can leave them alone. It's like, your agency's gone, dude. Go ahead, and I don't need to worry about you. You know, I'll just go and work with other people. And then they start moving towards recovery and start looking for a higher power and looking for God and trying. Now they're exercising their free agency. They're competing against all those substances. And they start moving back on that path, and that the devil and his team just start going back.
It's easy
over.
to sit around and shoot heroin.
Yeah.
But when you start changing your life, there's other things that happen negatively in our lives as a result of the devil's influence to try to make us feel poor about ourselves to get back on the heroin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to sit around and shoot heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But making that change to do things differently and developing a different set of friends, hanging out at different places, getting a job,
Yeah.
that makes it hard. And the devil's like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not working for us.
Yeah.
You got to come back to the heroin.
And he works through fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fear,
Inadequacy.
Inadequacy for sure.
shame,
Yep.
fear. I can't.
And it's so comfortable in our addiction that that's where we run to when, to feel, I guess, comfort.
Comfort.
It's like
Yeah.
it feels good. Even though it's horrible,
Yeah.
it's something that we're familiar with.
It's powerful, too.
Whereas changing our lives and doing something different, we've never done that before, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Damn. It's like these dudes who had been incarcerated. I've learned a lot about the jail, like dudes who've been to prison for a long period of time. They get out, they got the felonies, they can't get a very good job. They're, you know, it's hard to freaking, no car, no money, gotta, you know, bouncing around to AA meetings, basically homeless, but kind of have a place to live, but not really money, you know. And then like that life that they're trying to put together, they just can't endure through it long enough. And their program, they can't get a strong enough program going to give them momentum. And then it's like, then the thought just comes like, fuck it,
Yeah.
just go back to jail. Prison will be easier. You know,
That's so
you can
sad.
you literally can see it. You can
Yeah.
really see them just quit, start using again. They're just,
Yeah.
I mean, they're linked back up to their parole officer. So it's like, they know that if they start using it again, that like chances are they're going to go back to prison. But and
they say that, you know, they're a product of their environment, or,
yeah,
you know, I don't know. I think to some extent,
yeah,
but that can't be the excuse.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Change is hard.
Well, yeah, that's why is it that people inspire people? Everybody, the person that inspires people only inspires people because they went through something hard. And that's why you get people like a guy like Jelly Roll, you know, that dude's inspiring people, you know what Jelly Roll is? And obviously he's good at music, but like, I mean, he's a pretty cool voice in recovery, and he went through a hell of a time through his life trying to get where, you know, and he's inspiring people, but it wasn't, he couldn't have got, if he had to go through some shit, you know? So it's like, if you want to get that bright light in you and that type of character where people start picking up the phone and calling you and asking you what you're doing, and if you can help them, you have to go through that, you know? Because I've said this on here before, but I was talking to Kyle Raines, his mom. You know who Kyle is? Yeah, you know Kyle. His mom was in here one night. She does the family group, and she's like, it's so weird. Nobody used to ever call Kyle.
Yeah.
And she's like, people call him all the time now.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's because he's put it together, you know?
Yeah.
And, but it ain't easy. I don't know if there's anything harder. Those cravings that come in early on, you know?
I know. I was recently thinking about, I can't remember who it was. Somebody close to me that was struggling, that had me having to remember how hard it was to get one day.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, dude, it ain't as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard.
Yeah, I need to remember that. I get frustrated
Think
with
about
people.
that what, 24 hour, 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
That was so brutal.
So brutal. Just getting one day like off that kratom.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it until that's the only reason I would go into detox.
You remember when I first came in here, I set alarms on my phone. I had an alarm on my phone every hour of the day that was like, don't take kratom, don't take kratom. And I rolled like that for like 5-6 months, shutting off the alarm every hour. It was like the only way I could do it. I was like straight up.
At 1 hour at a time.
1 hour at a time, every hour of the day for 5 months to keep me like, just to keep me remembering, like, just make it another hour.
I was telling my buddy in St. George, I was just in St. George a couple of weeks ago about like, I said, he's not an addict. I mean, he but I was like, do you know what it's like to not be able to go pick something up? You know, it's ruining your life. You know that if you do this, you could get divorced. You know that if you do this, you could go back to prison.
But you got to do it anyway.
But you're going to do it anyway? Like,
Yeah.
Talk about your agency being stolen.
Seriously.
Yep. I hate that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I keep that one in my pocket. Like, next time I want to think about using or picking up.
I did that one time, and I was looking in the mirror. And I looked in the mirror, and I said, and this is why you can't have a family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Damn, dude.
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
It's just my addiction.
Yeah, bro.
So participate in my addiction. I was in the bathroom. I just looked in the mirror and I said to myself, because I was getting divorced,
Yeah.
and it's like, this is why.
And proceeded to do it. Yeah.
Oh, this is when you were struggling.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and this is why.
Exactly.
And there's nothing to do about it.
Yeah. Same shit.
It's scary. It's a scary disease when it gets you like that. And that's where you got to, like, I don't know.
Like they said in the Book of Mormon, the devil gets you those flaxen cords,
Yeah.
and they're just so easy to break, singular. But the more they wrap around you, you are chained up.
Yeah.
You've lost your agency completely.
Pull that up a little bit.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
lost your agency completely. You're a slave.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's only
People don't get it. They don't. We'll just stop. Yeah. Hey, great idea.
Charlie
Man,
Sheen. I'll just stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
great idea.
Can't you just stop? You gotta stop.
Well, you know what's going to happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just stop.
The people who can't stop need to go into inpatient.
Yeah.
There's, you know what I'm saying? Like Like if you can't pay, like especially with the fentanyl that's out and everything, and if you have a dealer that's always got it, I mean that's why it was so hard to just not pick up the kratom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the worst times I ever had with my substance was when I had a dealer that always had it,
Mm-hmm.
and they would call you when when they needed to get some rid of, like, bro, like it's damn near impossible,
Yeah.
you know.
And they're hitting you up.
Hitting you up.
Yeah, like, hey, got that.
Yeah.
Want to do
Yeah.
that
Hey, bro, you
every
know.
month.
And then, or it's like, you'd be like, hey, bro, I can't. This is my last time doing it. I tell the dude I'm buying them from, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
either I'm hitting him up or he's hitting me back up. Hey, bro. And that's like that conversation never happened.
Yeah. Right.
He's trying to make money
And it's somehow it'll work out in your benefit, and you'll figure it out later. You'll quit again next time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
Go running to the ATMs. That's when I always knew I was doing bad, is when I was always withdrawing money out of the ATM.
Out of the ATM, yeah.
Pulling money out of the ATM. Yeah.
Real.
I don't know.
Just a darkness, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just a darkness about it.
Wonder how you get people to.
I mean, it could be shining bright outside, and you're just like, oh, man, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. It could be the beauty. Like, that's funny you say that. That summer, that was the darkest summer. Just dark. Supposed to be beautiful. I love summers. I think back of the last summer when I was running on kratom. But what do you think? How do you get people to see the truth about their behaviors?
I don't know if you can. They've got to figure that out.
You think it's the stuff they got to just suffer?
Yeah, they got to get to the point where they're going to die.
Yeah.
And then they might die.
Lose everything. Yeah. They just have nothing left. And it may not necessarily be like physical things, but when you're done spiritually, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You don't even care anymore.
Like suicidal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've felt like that before too, where it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to get any better. It's going to get worse. What is the point? It'd be better if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
What would I be out? Wouldn't be out anything. No one cares.
Yeah.
I'd be better off. They tell me that how crappy I am, and why not? See what's next.
Yeah. I was pretty bad like that mentally with that last summer, it wasn't 2 summers ago, where that kratom, I mean, you've talked about it, but I've never been suicidal like I was on that shit.
Mm-hmm. Me either.
I don't, and it's crazy because like I've done bad opiates. And like,
yeah, me too.
You think about kratom. At least the stigma is with this kratom is that it's just at the gas station. Like, bro, I had never been suicidal like that. I had a plan.
Yeah.
A lot of time, not necessarily close to doing it, but I thought about it a lot.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
I was going to do it, and I made a plan. I set a date when it was going to happen, and I have a little bench on my back patio. I decided I was going to put that in my garden area, and then when the date came, I was going to take my life, and I would do it on that bench, so all the mess would go into my garden, and not in my house where someone would find it.
Yeah.
So to avoid someone finding me, I decided that I would call 911. And as they came up the driveway, I'd take the top of my head off.
Yeah.
And it would all go in the garden. And I would practice. I'd take an unloaded pistol, my .38, still sitting on the table where I left it. And I would go out and practice how I would do it with an unloaded pistol. And then as the date got closer, I just got a feeling really loud inside my head that it was so quiet. And it just said, hold on.
Damn.
And I says, okay, I'll give it a day or two. And then my dad called me. And my dad never calls me. He always has my mom call me. But this time my dad called me. And he says, how you doing? And I told him what had happened. I didn't tell him what I was going to do. I just said I had this voice coming to me that was so loud it was quiet. Said to hold on. And he just said, yeah. And then we just sat in silence. And then he said, I just called to let you know that I love you. And that's when I decided. And then, well, actually, a few weeks after that, he passed away.
Yeah.
And so that's when I decided that I wasn't going to do it. If my dad wouldn't have called, I wouldn't be sitting here. And that pistol's still sitting on my table.
Yeah.
Still loaded up. So I still have those feelings. I don't think they ever go away of like,
Yeah.
but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like I was going to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's hard stuff.
It is hard stuff.
And people will say, oh, people who do that are cowards. It's like, no. And they're selfish.
Yeah.
It's like, no, because where were you when I needed your help? I'll tell you where you were. You were worrying about yourself.
Yeah.
So what I do is my business and not being selfish because I took my own life. I mean, if someone passed away that you love, are they being selfish because they passed away?
Yeah.
No, it's just how it goes. And so I just have a different perspective. I used to think, oh, they're kind of coward. They couldn't handle life. And then life happened to me and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So what's changed since then?
Developing different habits, focusing on gratitude and service. Because if I'm truly grateful, then I manifest that through by showing love to others versus just writing down, grateful for my bed.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. If I'm truly grateful
Yeah.
for the blessings that I receive from my Father in heaven, I need to share that. I need to do acts of service for others. And then just I have to have a project. I got to keep going. So I do stuff in the kitchen and stuff, and I enjoy that. And it's all about my relationship with my Father in heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm normal. I struggle with that too sometimes, that I'm not as dutifully
Right.
as I should be. I mean, sometimes my prayers really suck
Yeah.
and I'm just doing them to get them done. And I just have to sit in that chair. I just got to think, okay, what could I do better? Well, I need to maybe make my prayers a little more meaningful. And maybe instead of just saying my prayers and then go, maybe I just take a minute and just sit in quiet and just listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I should always be praying.
Yeah.
I don't always have to kneel down and I could always be praying somewhat in my mind.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try this. Hope it, help me out, things like that. Just conversations.
Yeah.
But then at night or in the morning or something, when something's really weighing on me, that's when I get serious and I present myself to the Lord.
Yeah.
I get down on my knees and I tell him all my fears but I always start out with, and sometimes when I'm feeling down and things aren't good and sometimes when I present myself to the Lord, I'll kneel down and I won't do anything but just thank him.
Yeah.
For all the blessings that I have. and not ask for anything. Because I think we get in the habit of just asking or demanding things instead of saying, you know what, thank you for my car to start this morning, or thank you for the rain, or thank you for having that conversation with that one guy I hadn't seen for a while, or just the ability just to walk. I think we take so much for granted that we're not that appreciative.
Yeah.
It could all be taken away in a flash.
Yeah.
So
and
I find it funny because, and maybe it's just a culture now, but we'll get dressed up in our best for a job interview, or we'll get dressed in our best to go to a funeral or a wedding. But I've seen people go to church in shorts and flip-flops and ball caps and thinking that God doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't care, but Moses had to take his shoes off because he was standing in holy places.
Yeah.
And if it's just a matter of respect to our Father in heaven who's created everything.
Yeah.
What makes you think that he doesn't care? He would like to be respected and appreciative for the things that he does for us too. So why would I not dress accordingly?
Yeah.
You always dress to the level of respect for the company that you're keeping. So if I'm presenting myself to the creator of the universe and the font of where every blessing flows from, why would I not be on time and dress appropriately and be reverent? Do you know what I mean? But people are so lackadaisical about it, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Things could come to a screeching halt if you decided to give up on this world.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's going to help a lot of people. Yeah. Suicide's been a topic on here. We've talked a lot about it, and my buddy killed himself a couple years ago, but I don't know. It's a common thing within this world. We just had a lady pass. I'm not sure if it was suicide. I think it was, and I still haven't heard, but it seems like it was.
It's almost like that's the new epidemic. It's mental healthness.
Yeah.
Before, back in the day, it was, Comanche raids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's a lot of mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's just our society, and I think social media is a major player in that.
Yeah. You don't do social media.
Yeah, I got Instagram, but I've had to go through and weed it all out because I'll click on something I like, and then later on it's like, what is this garbage?
Yeah.
And I don't follow people I know anymore.
Yeah.
On Instagram, because I will get their feed too, and I'll see some of the things that they're following, and I think,
yeah,
that's not very appropriate, and it changes how I see them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see them that way.
Yeah.
So I don't follow them, just so I can see them the way I want to see them. Versus, wow, that was kind of naughty. Need to see that.
Just in the general oversharing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just oversharing.
And so much time wasted.
Yeah.
Just looking at stupid crap.
Yeah, it's hard on the brain.
It's very hard on the brain, man.
What are you reading right now?
I'm reading a book called End of the Tether by Joseph Conrad.
Really?
Yeah. He's a classic writer. He wrote Lord Jim, and there was one.
Is this a fiction book?
Yeah. Yeah. He always writes about the sea.
Really?
He wrote Heart of Darkness. This is back in the 1800s. Heart of Darkness was they remade it into a movie called Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah,
No
really?
way.
Yeah. But Heart of Darkness is
that.
about the ivory trade in Africa.
Damn.
And they just kind of twisted it up to make it a Vietnam film.
You read or listen?
I cannot listen.
I can't.
Because if I'm listening, I'll be listening, and then I'll also not hear chapter 10. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, you don't realize.
I can't pay attention. I have to read it.
You read the book, or do you read digital?
I read the book.
Okay, you don't have a Kindle.
And digitally, you know. But I have to read it because I want my own opinion of what I'm reading, not some other voice telling me what I'm reading.
That
Yeah.
makes
Does that make any
too.
sense?
Yeah, it does.
I'll listen.
This is my experience.
Yeah. I listen, like I'll listen to like a nutrition book, something I don't want to read. I don't even consider listening to a book reading.
Yeah,
It's
no,
listening.
it's not. It's listening.
But I'll listen to like something that's like I just kind of want to get some information. Like I downloaded one from that Mel Robbins. It's called Let Them. It's kind of a self-help book. I just listen to that. But
Or I'll follow along. If I like the scriptures,
yeah,
I can put it on audio and follow along.
yeah.
Oh, there you
That
go.
that works with me. But just sitting there in the car,
Yeah.
I'm reading Lonesome Dove right now. Have you read that?
seen the movies, the series.
Yeah. I'm going to watch the series when I'm done.
That's a good one.
Damn, it's a good book. Best book I've ever read. Hands down.
That's a big one too.
Wild, Wild West,
Yeah.
that whole era.
Texas Rangers.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I got a great amount of respect for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all that you've done for SOAR. And I appreciate you being active on that WhatsApp.
Oh, sometimes I think, what am I doing?
No,
You know, it's just
I'll
like-
tell you what you're doing. You're helping people.
Yeah.
Like that's a form of service. And I promise people, we talk about you all the time. Like, yeah, we talk about you a lot of time in our groups.
You're like, remember that old guy with the beard? He's kind of a
Everybody
dick.
talks about Bill.
Yeah.
You get brought up a lot.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. I'm sorry it dragged it. I moved you around a lot.
That was
kind of
kinda
how
my
we
bad.
roll. I mean, it was a tough weekend to do it because it's with Valentine's.
No,
and
it was
stuff.
supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That lady needed me to show up at Walmart to buy a vacuum.
There you
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, thank you, man. Love you.
yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
everything.
Thank you.